Okay, so for week 2 of fall anime, gonna review some more anime out here. So yeah, great stories, great progressions. We're still early on, but a lot of the shows are very entertaining. I'm watching like a lot of the popular ones, as well as, you know, maybe some niche shows that are just like very cute and nice. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about some shows this week. If I miss any, you know, let me know in the comments which one I should pick up on. But yeah, pretty good fall season so far. Let's get started. I'll start talking about Bleach. So 1,000 Year Blood War Part 3, Episode 3. Crazy episode last week. The Soul King died. Ichigo killed him. We ended there. Oh my god. And then the whole world, it seemed like, you know, it's over. So yeah, how do we kind of fix it? Well, I mean, genuinely, like, they kind of give a good reason. The white-haired general of Squad 13, he basically turns himself into, like, the Soul King by channeling his organs and giving his, like, inner power to the Soul King. So how can he do this? Well, you know, we finally get his backstory. Yowatch did not see this coming as well because, like, okay, that's the way to fool him. Just, like, have all your ass pulls, your secrets, just reveal them in this final arc. So basically, we see Ukitake. He was always sick, like, we've known this, but he's still alive. So he's alive by the blessing of Mimi Hagi-sama, who is like the local deity. It's kind of like a giant fist. So their parents basically prayed to Mimi Hagi, and then he kind of like cured Ukitake. He's still kind of sick, but basically he's not dying anymore. And basically he kind of like gave up his organs to the god, basically. But yeah, we realized that Mimi Hagi is actually a piece of the Soul King. It's his right arm. Nobody knows really, just like a totally new reveal, but yeah, the Soul King's body parts might have like fell down onto the Soul Society. And then they kind of had a power of their own to like grant blessings. So yeah, this one cured Ukitake. We see him talking with Shunsui and Unohana. So I love seeing them again. We're gonna see more of Shunsui like later this episode. But yeah, basically they kind of theorized that yeah, he has like the power inside him. And I guess fortunately or unfortunately, he's kind of sacrificing himself. He's basically giving up his internal organs to the Soul King because this is the right arm of the Soul King. And basically while he's still alive, his body's kind of getting absorbed by like this black shadow. So a Soul King kind of like can live for like a little bit longer. The whole world isn't collapsing just yet, so we have like a chance to kind of heal him. Also, Orihime tried to heal up the Soul King while they distract Yowatch. So yeah, funny fight here. Everyone was trying to fight Yowatch, Chad and Ganju, but bro, what is Ganju gonna do? He hits him with pocket sand. And also Orihime, her power can't really heal the Soul King, so that's interesting. But yeah, it's a good way to kind of give the main characters a chance. They still have backup plans just in case. So yeah, the fight kind of continues. We also see at the end of this episode, Aizen talks to Shunsui. This is like our contingency plan. Free up Aizen and have him fight Yowatch. But at the same time, he's kind of locked up forever, so he's not really getting anything out of this. So basically, Aizen's kind of like binded by a bunch of seals that like seal his whole body. Shunsui frees up the mouth and the ankles, and just like from doing that, Aizen's like spiritual power, you can just see him manifest. So yeah, basically Aizen's really strong. You know, he exudes aura. This dude is him. So yeah, his presence here was insane. I was like at the edge of my seat. Like every time Aizen is here, you kind of like pay attention. Also, his power is like very useful, I assume, because since his main thing is hypnotism. So yeah, that's one way to beat the Almighty, I guess, like hypnotize the person, make them second guess themselves. So yeah, I'm assuming that's how that would work. But yeah, again, you have to convince Aizen to help you. So yeah, I mean, Shunsui also has another contingency. There's like 20 keys, and the final key is in his heart. So if Shunsui ever dies, like if Aizen kills him, then he'll never get freed. He'll be trapped forever. So I guess their team up is here. It's kind of scary, but yeah, again, Bleach continues. We'll see what's going to happen. The animation continues to be high quality. There weren't too many fight scenes this episode, but there was like kind of great small moments basically throughout. Also after that, we have ReZero Season 3, Episode 3. Crazy episode. The kind of fight in the city with all the archbishops continue. There's 4 archbishops out here. So yeah, last episode we saw Greed show up, so he kidnaps Amelia. That was kind of bad, bro. Subaru has to save her ass. Also, yeah, Sirius is still there fighting, and then yeah, we see Gluttony is there. That's kind of nuts because if he eats more people, it looks like he's gonna eat Otto or something. Then they're gonna be disappeared as well. That's gonna be so bad. And then finally, there's the Archbishop of Lust. I think this is the first time we're seeing her. So again, they're very crazy. 4 archbishops here, but basically Subaru, he gotta solve the problems. Can he do it? Well, in this timeline, he doesn't die at all this episode. Isn't that nuts? Like, shit is going wrong in the worst way. People are dying, people are losing their legs, everyone's traumatized, Amelia's kidnapped, and he doesn't kill himself. He doesn't do it, bro. Can you take some advice from my girl Freerun and just do it now? Nah, he kind of gets injured by Regulus. Regulus starts talking with Sirius, actually. They start bickering. So we see these archbishops don't really work together, but they're basically fighting fighting and arguing in the meantime. So at first we see Subaru kind of fighting back against Regulus. He has kind of like the arm powers he got from Beetlejuice. So like he can attack Regulus once. He can use Beatrice's like Charmac ability to kind of like go through Regulus. So yeah, it's like a new power, but he can't really do anything else. These guys are overpowered. So Subaru gets defeated. Regulus kind of shoots his leg. So now like half of his thigh is like dislocated. And everyone seems to be knocked out. Beatrice is trying to heal everybody. And it looks like the Archbishop starts leaving. It looks like Sirius is also kind of in love with Subaru now because he has like the arm powers from Beetlejuice. That's kind of funny. Maybe they'll play a part. But yeah, basically everyone leaves, everyone's injured. I feel like this is a perfect place to die because you can save a lot of time. You know that there's 2 archbishops. You can kind of like try to avoid them for now, but not like the timeline keeps going. We see Garfield here as well, gorgeous tiger. He gets a big appearance in this episode. We learn more about his family life. So yeah, we learned that his mom was missing in season 2. She kind of left to get help. Yeah, something happened. So she lost her memories basically. So when Garfield sees this version, kind of married to this guy having like her own family, he realizes that like she doesn't remember him. He's so sad. You know, he's like a big tsundere, so he can't really like face his feelings or admit anything himself. He kind of like runs away from her. But basically, yeah, he realizes that this dude kind of like saved her, helped her, and now, you know, she's happy living her own life. You know, Garfield's very sad, but like he's kind of like happy that his mom has closure. He doesn't really want to like admit anything, tell her the truth. He might do that eventually, or he might not. We'll see. But also the dumb thing is that Garfield's mom, bro, she's been losing the kids like every day. Like here, archbishops are attacking the next day, and then like the kids are missing. She asks Garfield to help her find them. She just abandoned her first kids, and her second set of kids are kind of just like getting lost in the city. After that, Subaru kind of wakes up in the hospital. Everyone that was like in control of Sirius, they all like kind of had the same leg injury as Subaru. Beatrice kind of used all her mana to heal them up, so she's kind of like knocked out right now. She needs more mana to basically wake up. So that's actually like a big deal because if Subaru doesn't have Beatrice's power, then he's a lot weaker. So yeah, in this timeline, Amelia gets kidnapped. Beatrice is knocked out. We don't know where Reinhardt is. And then Otto might have gotten eaten by gluttony, so that might have happened. But no, instead of resetting, he like continues the timeline. So I feel like that's so bad. Like, is there a legitimate reason why he won't reset? Like, I mean, besides his own personal philosophy, he doesn't want to, like, manually die. There's, like, the anti-witch archbishop faction, like, Subaru's a part of now with all, like, the soldiers. So, yeah, the archbishop's kind of retreated for now, but I guess they're going to keep attacking the next day. We'll see. We also see their kind of goal that might be forming where, like, inside the city, they sealed one of the witches. We don't know which one. The witch is technically dead, but her remains are still, like, underneath the city. For the most part, like, a lot of stuff goes wrong before it can go right in this anime. Also, after that, we got Dandadan episode 3. The pop-offs continue. I love this anime. Want to see more of it. So yeah, it'd be very nice. Also very horny. A lot of like sexual moments as like people with like no clothes on. But basically, we get introduced to the grandmother. If you've seen any of the trailers, if you've seen this girl with barely any like clothes on, this old woman, well, I mean, she's looking good for a grandmother. She has like this baseball bat and a cape. She's basically like a professional psychic, but a lot of people don't really believe her. But yeah, her power is legit. She kind of helps Okarun because his power's like going berserk since Momo is knocked out. So yeah, she comes in, attacks the Turbo Granny, kind of like seals her in a circle, and now like she like burns up. So it looks like Okarun is dead, but nah, like he just got knocked out. His power kind of gets suppressed inside the shrine, and now it's all good. But basically, yeah, Momo kind of like tries to see him. She's all emotional, like, oh, I let him down. I forced him to like get cursed. But now the fact that they're all fine makes it all happy and good. They still have to kind of cure him because basically the Turbo Granny has his dick. So basically you got to get the dick back, and then I guess he'll be able to control his power. If they don't get it back, then Momo has to like constantly kind of like, you know, control him, channel the energy inside of him. So basically both of them are trying to use their spiritual power, trying to get stronger because they have to fight the Turbo Granny eventually. That's like what they were going for. But then at the end of this episode, it looks like the Turbo Granny can curse anybody that she's looked at. So she can instantly kill like Okarun and the grandmother. They have no time for training. The next day they have to just like instantly fight the Turbo Granny. So that's kind of funny. Just like escalation and a half. We don't have time for training arcs. So we see at the end of this episode, everyone's like kind of gearing up to face off against the Turbo Granny and basically go on the train, go into the train tunnel and fight the Turbo Granny. So yeah, I mean, we'll see what's gonna happen. Like, this kind of crazy. What an escalation. Also, we do get lore on the Turbo Granny. Apparently it was like a strong spirit, but it merged with the location spirit inside this like tunnel. So it's like a spirit combined with another spirit. That's why it's like so strong. You don't want to fight it, because if you fight it in its territory, then it gets like a huge power boost. So yeah, they have to be Turbo Granny in a race. I think that's like their goal basically. So this anime is very nice. All the characters wearing a lot of cool outfits as well. So they got the drip on. And also, yeah, they have to fight the Turbo Granny. We'll see. It'll probably be a good fight next episode. Also after that, we have Orb about the movement of Earth, episode 4. So basically last episode I didn't talk about, but was so emotional, kind of crazy. I don't really want to spoil it too much, but basically the first 3 episodes of this anime kind of set up like this European society where the church is number one. You can't go against the church. It's there to kind of control people. You know, tells lies how the earth is the center of the universe. So people observing the stars, they can see, no, that doesn't make sense because the stars are also floating up there. They move in their own pattern. So like stuff in the human world is actually beautiful. But yeah, you know, that type of thinking is banned by the church basically. So anyone doing astronomy research basically gets burned and turned into a heretic. So basically the little kid's dad, he kind of gets accused for like harboring the little kid and enabling his like, you know, beliefs. So basically he gets arrested. Since he's just a kid, he still has time to reform. So he gave him a chance to like, you know, denounce all his evil ways. And then he'll get like written off with a warning. But he kind of goes against the agreement and says heliocentrism is real. I refuse to agree with the church, and he gets like sentenced to torture. So basically kind of like kills himself by like eating poppy seeds. Like the persecutor that kind of like hunted him down, now he's like in denial. He's like, wow, he's dying for his beliefs. He'll go all the way. It's that strong. It's like our main character we're following, this dude who had like a good amount of personality. He was like a sociopath trying to live for himself and lie to others. He just dies. So yeah, the research is still hidden in the mountains, and basically the point of the story is to spread the idea of heliocentrism. It kind of reminds me of To Your Eternity, where there's just like kind of multiple main characters or multiple like perspectives, and then like as the timeline goes forward, they each kind of contribute in the world. So basically, yeah, our main dude, this blonde kid, dies. In episode 4 we meet 2 other characters. They're kind of 2 bodyguard duelists. They're hired by rich people to kind of like take care of like, you know, bodyguard stuff. They're basically in denial sometimes because they are murderers. They want to go to heaven, but at the same time they saw a lot of fucked up shit on earth. So both of them have like a unique personality. The main character, he's very shy and meek, but he's also like very strong at the same time. He basically thinks he's evil, and then like he can't really live with himself, but like he needs heaven. Like that's his only salvation. So that's why he's like very faithful to the church. But also he has like that little bit of denial. Everyone I killed, they all look like they're sad, they're in despair, they might be going to hell. Also his partner, his whole family died of plague. So he also doesn't really want to live on either. But that's before he like discovered the stars. He started researching Mars because like he sees that there's bigger stars called planets, and they move in their own like kind of circular fixed path. So he's basically observing Mars for like 2 years. That kind of gives him the sense of like living now. The problem is after 2 years, like it's about to finish the circle, but it gets broken. I don't know why it's doing this. Maybe next episode will explain. I'm kind of on the edge of my seat. What is the scientific reason that Mars doesn't go in a perfect circle? I assume because we're both moving at the same time. So maybe it's like an imperfect circle and he didn't like account for that. But yeah, basically he kind of like gives up on stargazing because Mars doesn't go in a perfect circle. And like his idea that the universe has like, you know, perfect structures in it is ruined. So now he really doesn't have any reason to live. So we end the episode with them kind of escorting a heretic outside the city to get executed. And then the heretic kind of plays on their insecurities. And then he tells them where the research notes are that the little kid left 10 years ago. So they're going to come across that, I think. So yeah, like they're going to spread the knowledge of heliocentrism. I don't know, but I'm on the edge of my seat. This anime is so good. It's like Vinland Saga, but with science. So yeah, great characters and villains, really good, kind of beautiful like scenery, kind of showing like this old historical European city. We might have multiple main characters, so these guys might not even be like our final protagonist. There might be a bit more in the future. Okay, so for Dragon Ball Daima episode 2, not really a big fan of the show. It's very funny seeing all the reactions because a lot of people do watch Dragon Ball, and then we get like some lore dumps because this is technically canon. Like I think this is Dragon Ball Super Universe, I'm pretty sure. So basically Shenron, he gave a wish to the evil mage to like make everyone really young, but the problem is like they wanted 3 wishes. Shenron was like, I only give 3 wishes to like the good people, to people I respect. So yeah, any random stranger, they only get 1 wish. That's kind of funny. Good lore dump there. And now, yeah, everyone turns like tiny. We see baby Goku and Vegeta. It's kind of adorable, but also like, oh, why we gotta do this again? We see Krillin there. Krillin's kind of cool. And all the other main characters like Chi-Chi, Goten, Android 18, Mr. Satan, Piccolo, even Mr. Popo. They're all like so young. It's kind of nuts. But yeah, that's our premise so far. They kind of have to train in their new bodies, get used to it, and then find a way to care of themselves. So it looks like they have to go to the demon realm to like face the villain Goma, who kind of wished them to be younger. I think they kidnapped Dende, so that's the main thing. They need Dende here to like repair the Dragon Balls. I'm not sure. So yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen. Like I assume Goku is still like very strong. He's using his power pole. And then, you know, baby Vegeta, he's angry. He wants to kind of revert his body back. So yeah, we'll see what they'll do. Also, we have the story of girls who couldn't be magicians, episode 3, the cutest anime ever. Every week, I love it. So yeah, we have Kurumi, our main character. She's you know, getting stronger, going to magic school. They're learning more about like the magic like drawing circuits, but they're still not really advanced mages yet. She gets a bit sad because she has to join a club and she can't find a club to join that like fits her interests, like magic research, because all of them require you to be in the magic program and she's in a regular program. And stuff like that's going on. Also, this anime has like a lot of culture sprinkled in. Like randomly they're eating biryani for breakfast. It's like an Indian Southeast Asian dish. They're also showing the cricket club, the kabaddi club. Like there's so many like different things in this anime. It's not like really related to witches and magic, but it's like kind of real life cultures. So I kind of like it. It feels like the school is like full of life, different people, like a decent kind of like world concept so far. So a very chill episode. Story kind of continues with Kurumi trying to find a club to join. All her other friends like go to like their own clubs with their own interests. But since she gets rejected from the Mystic Research Club, she gets recruited by these two dropouts to kind of like take her to the Magic Research Club. And they actually have like important stuff to do. They're kind of like an unofficial club. They kind of hide in the library, but they basically kind of like investigate the school. And then there's like kind of mystery secret spots here that have like mana leakage in them. So yeah, Kurumi and her friend get recruited into the Magical Research Club. And then they kind of get trapped in this room where this piano kind of poisons them, this magical piano, and they all like almost get knocked out. So then their teacher comes in, Miss Suzuki, like the kind of short girl with the blue hair. She's actually like the club advisor. So that's kind of nice. Like she was like our main guardian looking out for the girls. And now like, yeah, she's helping them in the club. Basically, she kind of like uses the glyphs to kind of nullify the piano and then kind of like reprimands the people from the club by saying it's too dangerous. But yeah, basically we have this concept where these girls are trying to like learn magic by like drawing glyphs manually. That's like the ancient style. But basically the story goes deeper. Anime is still like very cute, very nice. Okay, so for Blue Box episode 4, there's some more cute developments between Shinatsu and Taiki. It's been 1 month since they've been living together. They get really close. They're kind of like shy around each other as well because they don't really know how to confront their own feelings. But basically, yeah, they're still like very open, very friendly. They have more kind of close calls in school, but then also after that, they kind of have to focus on the competition again. He wants to win the badminton competition. He wants to win nationals. Shinatsu is motivating him. So he kind of like plays doubles with his teammate. It's kind of like an easy path for him. But then also there's another dude that's kind of crushing on Shinatsu. So yeah, this random guy. And then he challenges Taiki. Whoever wins gets her phone number. So yeah, I mean, he already has the phone number, so he doesn't really get anything out of it, but besides like a sense of pride. This is like a funny kind of situation. Like this anime is very low stakes. Yeah, right now the people are just like building the relationship. We see Taiki's best friend. He kind of like wingmans him a lot by sharing his positive qualities to Shinatsu, saying how much like she motivates him. Also, he says that if he wins, take him on a date to the aquarium. So that's on the line too. So I mean, I assume he's gonna win. There's probably no stakes here because if he loses, that's like a huge like that's like negative aura for him. But like if he wins, you know, aquarium date, we have more content. Also after that, we have the elephant in this room. We have Blue Lock. This is season 2, episode 3. Yeah, what happened to this anime? Like I thought it wasn't like the worst. Like I thought these kind of like setup episodes before the under 20 thing would be like suffering a bit, but yeah, it's suffering a lot. Like even season 1, the kind of like filler padding episodes still had like decent kind of soccer animation. Here just like nobody's moving. It's literally the manga panels colored, which is kind of unfortunate because the actual elements of this anime, like the voice acting, the music, the suspense, and the actual like drawings of the characters, they look fine, but the animation is very off-putting. You can't really tell what's happening. Basically, people just pop up in the scene, kind of like not moving, just like shaking a little bit. People just like randomly spawning behind other people and saying like, oh, I'm here, give me the ball. But yeah, in actual like soccer terms, if you want to like describe this match, it looks like Isagi, he's like outmatched by everyone else. They have like insane like level of talent and stuff. They can like make goals wherever. So Isagi has to match their power. So that's good. They kind of like win the competition. They beat Chiguri's team with the ninja guy and the tall purple hair dude. So yeah, Blue Lock kind of continues, I guess. So you can definitely like write off the show. You can definitely drop it because sports anime should do one thing right, which is the actual sport. And if it doesn't do that right, then you know what's the point of watching? Also, let's quickly go over some other shows. So for Negative Positive Angler, kind of like another emotional episode, we get more backstory for the main character. So yeah, I mean, he's in debt. We know like a lot of debt. So there's like this shark that's like in the lake, and then if you catch it, then you get like 100,000 yen or something. So he's kind of like catching it, and then he meets up with all the other fishers, and then they're like, "Oh, where'd you go? You ran away that one time." So yeah, he kind of like keeps running away from his problems, but then the pink haired dude kind of like chases after him as well, and then, you know, kind of like seriously talks to him. Basically, he kind of offers to pay off his debts, and it's like interest free, so you can pay him back like later. So I mean, this dude has a good support system. Like it's a good story because it shows that it feels like he has no purpose anymore. He has no right to live, but now he actually has a friend that wants to like take care of him. Like every life is precious. You know, very cute episode, very chill. I love the kind of fishing vibes as well as, you know, real character moments. Also after that, we have Acro Trip episode 4. Funny episode because yeah, this magical girl shit, this is a parody right now. But yeah, Chrome kind of like retires, so there's no villain anymore. Berry Blossom has no purpose. She's sad, and it's kind of fucked up because it's like, okay, that's a good thing that there's no villain. So it's up to Date to help out her Oshi. She has to save the magical girl, give her purpose again. She can't just have Berry Blossom like picking up garbage, do like low level good Samaritan things. We need her to fight evil. So she kind of convinces Chrome to fight back. He comes in with his beers in the middle of the rain. Date's in the back, kind of like directing everything. Now Berry Blossom is just like electrocuting everyone. So yeah, she kind of has purpose again. She's very happy now, and you know, it's a very cute episode, very sweet. And finally, we have tying the knot with an Amagami sister. It's marriage meeting day. So he has to go on like 3 dates with all 3 sisters. The first girl, he kind of like goes running with her, exercising. So yeah, that's cool. Second girl, she kind of is very serious about like marrying him because she wants to save the shrine. So there's kind of like a lot of like crazy misunderstandings there. But then the main character, Uryu, doesn't like this kind of fake side of her. He wants like her real kind of aggressive, mean-spirited side. That's kind of cute. It looks like she's like the winner so far. But then after that, we see like the final girl, like the older sister type of girl. She likes drawing, so he finds her in the Inari shrine with all the red gates, and then she asks him who does he want to marry, and then she also like says, oh, do you want to marry me as well? He gets flustered, and then he actually falls down the stairs almost, and then he wakes up like after getting a dream, and then at the dream, I don't know if this is a spoiler, he dreams that he's gonna pick the harem route. I can pick all 3 girls. Is that what's gonna happen to me? I feel like this is so D-Shen if that actually happens. Also after that, we have Let This Grieving Soul Retire. I really like this, honestly. So we have 4 episodes. Like, oh my god. Okay, first of all, the ending is so fire. It kind of shows that black-haired girl like talking about ice cream. She wants to eat ice cream. That's a good ending. But yeah, basically, yeah, the concept of this anime is like the dude is kind of like a fraud. He's part of the strongest party, but he has like no power himself. So he's basically trying to like explore dungeons with his party, live up this fraud lifestyle. He's kind of like King from One Punch Man. He just has like a lot of strong people around him, so yeah, they're helping him. So yeah, very funny anime. I love watching it every week, and the ending is just so good. I listen to this ending, it's so catchy. Also, there's like one last show that kind of finished up this week, so it's Monogatari off in Monster Season. So the Shinobu Mustard arc finished up. We had a decent length here, 6 episodes of this final arc. It kind of was disappointing, honestly. I love the beginning of off in Monster Season because, yeah, Nadeko arc. We saw Skihi, the little sister, and also the story setup with Suicide Master and the Princess of Vasalaran. That was so good, but I thought this final arc with Araragi was so disappointing. I don't know why. There was no like good action scene here, no fights really. And then the story setup was kind of like whatever. There were like some random mysteries, like this kind of code cipher. But yeah, nothing really mattered really. It was just like obvious who the villain was. I still like the anime, so I just had to mention it here. It finished up. So yeah, what are you doing? Watch Monogatari now. And yeah, that's it for the shows this week. Thank you for watching. You know, anime does continue. A lot of cool shows this fall season, a lot of high quality. So let me know what anime you're watching, if I missed any shows, and I'll see you next week. Peace.